President David Granger visited the Mibicuri Community Developers in Black Bush Polder yesterday, where he met with residents and addressed several issues. Michael Khan reports.
The Mibicuri Community Developers Group, who is a collaborating partner of the St. Francis Community Developers, will soon benefit from governmental assistance to enhance their community outreach programs in the Black Bush Polder area. Yesterday, a presidential and diplomatic entourage visited the Life and Skills Training Center and also toured the early childhood facility, where President David Granger was briefed about the roles, functions, and shortcomings of the facility.
We strike a deal with them. The ones that we were making are like these, but if you feel this, it was not recommended by UNICEF for the children to actually move about. So they have replaced it now with this and this. They recently brought in like 25 sets. That's a table with the chairs. We just distributed 25 sets to the preschools.
At a formal session which was held on the upper flat of the building, members of the community held interactive sessions with President David Granger, where several concerns were raised. However, the main focus was on the work of the MCD. Program coordinator of the facility, Ms. Michelle Jordan, in her remarks said,
"The target population of Mibicuri Community Developers are suicide survivors, at-risk youths and families, in and out of school youth, single-parent families, and farmers. Currently, the organization provides the following services: play school, early childhood education that we just finished visiting at the lower flat, food for the poor distribution that we do on a monthly or on a weekly basis, growing shade house seedlings, that's behind the building, dollar banking, which is done on every Wednesday, counseling, advocacy and support, skills training, leadership in community development, and a youth-friendly space. Suicide is the ongoing problem in the community, and Mibicuri Community Developers understands the need to provide counseling and support to the community members.
After listening keenly to the speaker, President David Granger then responded,
"My biggest concern is the education of young people. And that is why Mr. Norton is in the forefront of this program that we have for youth empowerment. Next to education is jobs, getting young people jobs. And he knows very well that that is his main concern. There are too many young people who are unemployed. Because of the problems in the education system, many young people leave school prematurely. They drop out of school, and very frequently they're not literate, they're not numerate, they can't read, write, count, or spell properly. And I understand the question raised that maybe some persons who might be doing well as farmers, they might be doing well in other occupations, but because of the educational level, they cannot move forward. There's a sort of glass ceiling. So these are concerns of mine, and we're trying to rectify the education system.
In the community also asked the head of state to address matters of concern in the Black Bush Polder area.
That is wrong, because in Black Bush we have majority people who is less academical, right? And we badly in need of a trade school in Black Bush Polder, so that the less academic people can help themselves with trade. And that is very important for this area. It's an emergency case.
Rice farmer, Mr. President, we recognize the problem in the industry is no problem of the new administration. It is a problem that the new administration inherit. And if one should want to cast blame, then they should put aside their partisan and does not blame the new administration. But as rice farmer, I am appealing to you, Mr. President, for your intervention into the industry.
Concern is the unoccupied land in Black Bush Polder, Zambia particular, where I am from.
There are a lot of unoccupied land there that has a lot of jamun trees and the wild animals around the place, crocodiles, whatever. And nobody is occupying these land. We have young people who are married, have a family, and they're living next to their parents, or they seek another place to live. Whereas those same young people, if those lands are being given up, they can occupy those lands, get them clear up, and we can have a better lifestyle in Zambia.
The retired brigadier pointed out that community involvement plays a key role in addressing the issues they are faced with. He then went on to say,
the important thing is that we want to get every single Guyanese child in school. 100% attendance. Not 50, not 60, not 70, 100%. Every child belongs in school. And this idea of school welfare officers picking up children 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning because they haven't gone to school. The idea that children should not go to school because they have nothing to eat. They have no uniforms or shoes to wear. They have no books, or they have no transportation. We have to bring that to an end. Whatever it costs. Whatever it costs, the communities, the organizations, the NGOs, people who can afford it in communities must get children to school. We mentioned rice. This is a competitive world. We have to compete. We have to change our technology. We have to change our attitudes. We have to ensure that when we produce sugar or rice, or bauxite or timber, or gold, it is done more cheaply than other people. We have to compete with Vietnam. We have to compete with South Africa. We have to compete in every single thing we do. So we have to continuously look at the methods we are using. And that is why education is so important. That's why those computers are so important. You don't have to guess about the weather. You can go use your computer. You don't have to wonder what the other markets are selling, and you can go to your computer. So everything ties up. Your livelihood ties into your education, ties into your employment. And we must see them all together. So education comes back to preparing young people particularly for the world of work. I'll go back and speak with my ministers, with my advisors, to see in what way we can support non-governmental organizations. We are not a government that is bent on controlling and micromanaging every single community. I think that is part of the problem why communities tend to be underdeveloped. You can't run a country from 4th Street, Kingston. You have to allow the people to make decisions, give them the resources to enable them to implement those decisions. And that
among those in attendance were members of the Diplomatic Corps, Junior Minister of Education, the Honorable Nicolette Henry, Region 6 Chairman David Arthur, and the Presidential Advisor, Mr. Aubrey Norton. Michael Kahn, Channel 8 News.